Recording. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Okay, we're recording. I have no idea. Technology, you gotta love it. Okay, I am going to get this party started because everybody's time is super precious and it's late where Jenny is. And so she is in Ohio and she is on Eastern time. So it is 9 o'clock there. And I wanted to be sure to respect her time and her sleep and get her started. So I asked Jenny to speak tonight because many of you probably know, but some of you might not, that she and Megan Kitsy Ward were the only two people from our team that qualified to earn Melissa McAllister's retreat in Destin, Florida this month. And Jenny took a huge leap of faith out of her comfort zone to attend Melissa's event. And I was so proud of her for being brave and going, because I know that would have been really scary. And I know that Jenny's an introvert, and I know that she knew zero of the people who were attending. And so I was really proud of her for this accomplishment and just how much she has grown her business and how much she's grown as a person since starting this coaching career, just on the inside and the outside. I mean, she's just incredible. She's an incredible woman with so much strength. And I am amazed at how much she has opened up and shared her journey with infertility and eating disorder and fitness. And I mean, she's just incredible. Seriously. So I had to hear from her, and I had to know, I was like, I want to know all the things she learned in Destin, but I also just want to know what she wants to talk about. And so I'm just really leaving it up to her. I believe, Jenny, you're 1-star diamond, right? Full-time teacher, mama of 3. So she's got a college student, a high schooler, and a toddler. So anybody who says you can't do this business if you're busy can suck it, because Jenny is like super busy. She gets up at like 4 a.m. to work out every day in her basement and makes stuff happen. So she's incredible. She has just built really an amazing business with a lot of go-getters, and I'm amazed at how she balances it all. And I just want to hear what she has to share with us from the retreat or from anything else that's on her mind. So am I missing any other accolades, Jenny, that I should be shouting out? No? Okay. I'm going to turn it over to you, girl. And I'm going to stop talking. If you guys see me up and in and up and down a little bit, it's just to get my kids in bed because it's been a little crazy, and I might grab a glass of wine, so don't judge. Okay. I'm letting Jenny take over. Girl, talk to us. I'm going to mute myself, but you go ahead and unmute yourself.
Okay. So first of all, thank you. Oh my gosh. And thank all of you for being here. I had the same feeling with this call that I had with going to Destin, and that was, I am not qualified enough to be a guest speaker on a call. And I had that exact same thought about going to Destin. I am not qualified enough to be with these coaches. And when I got there, it was just a huge, yes, I am. Yes, I am. And the cool thing was, everybody there, no matter if they were just a diamond or a 7-star diamond, they all felt the same way, that we're not good enough yet. But it's the fact that there's always room for growth, and we're here to support each other and grow through it with each other. And so when I started feeling that way, and I got a text message from Catherine earlier today, and she's like, you didn't tell me about this call. And I said, I didn't tell anybody about this call because I was going back to that same, you're not good enough. You're not good enough. And it's like, cut the crap. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. And so like, that is what I work through every day. And that is what I'm learning to be more vulnerable with, to help grow my business and grow as a person, not just my business, I guess. So I do want to talk about a few things that were touched upon while we were in Destin. And a lot of it isn't new information. It's just information that I think needs to be, we need that constant reminder of. And all of this that I'm about to talk about has really hit home with me, because I've either done it, I'm guilty of it, or yeah. So, and the first thing that they really tried to drive home with us is stop the mass inviting. You know, there's so many people out there selling their stuff on Facebook and on Instagram, and you know, we get the messages in our inbox. Hey girl, you want to try this makeup? Hey girl, you want to try this or this face wash? They don't even know my last name. And I am guilty of it. I've done it a lot. And I mean, and that's okay. But if I think about it, like all of those mass invites that I've sent out to people I don't know, I haven't signed anybody up on those. Not a single person. It is people that I've made some kind of human connection with that has joined my team. And you know, I may have reached out to somebody that I didn't know on Instagram, but it wasn't a, hey, be a coach with me. It was, hey, I really like your hair, or that's a cute outfit, in a comment. And it builds that connection. And that's where I'm trying to, you know, turn my business away from all of that yucky, salesy, and more of the human connection. And a lot was talked about, what was that website or app that it was like the follow unfollow app?
Captivate and Cleaner?
Yes, Captivate and Cleaner. And you know, yeah, you could grow a lot of followers on Captivate, but they weren't real followers. I mean, I had a lot of Middle Eastern men following me, and I mean, that wasn't taking my business anywhere other than down a really gross path. So what was talked about was start following hashtags that you're interested in, not necessarily the people, but the actual hashtag, like fit mom life. I don't know, that would be something that I could relate to. So I could follow that hashtag, right? And then start getting to know people through that hashtag, people that, you know, I'm connected with somehow. And not necessarily just with fitness, and not necessarily just with nutrition, anything that defines me as a person. You know, I'm a teacher, maybe follow, you know, teacher life hashtag, and start making human connections, start making friends, like the friend word, and go that route rather than the, hey girl, you want to join my challenge group? I don't know your last name, but I want you on my team. You know, just make it genuine, authentic, and real. And by doing this, we're going to build teams maybe at a slower pace. You know, we're not going to go from, you know, an emerald coach to a 5-star diamond in 2 or 3 months. It may take us a year or two to do that, maybe longer than that. But we're building that trust and that relationship with people in our challenge group, and then they're signing on with us as coaches because they've learned that this is the real deal, you know? Instead of saying, hey, I really need 2 Success Club points, I need you to buy a challenge pack. So kind of going that way, slow and steady, rather than, you know, let's hurry up and sign as many people as I can in a month, and then they all drop off next month. So that's a lot of what I got out of the weekend. Like, so much was centered around the human connection, which makes sense, right? So, but then The real thing for me is letting people know who you really are and being vulnerable in that and being real in that. Because people need to hear your story, whether you have some huge major story or whether you think you don't. People are going to relate to you somehow, and you might not even know it. For me, I have struggled with bulimia since I was 13 years old. And I just said the actual word bulimia 8 days ago. 8 days ago, I've called it an eating disorder. I've said I've struggled, but I've never typed the word or said it, had the courage to do that until 8 days ago. And that's because Melissa McAllister really had my back on it. She pushed me to do it. And when I did it, I've had so many messages that people that have followed me that I didn't even know were there. People asking questions about how I overcome it and how I'm staying strong through it and how did I do it? And these people have been following me and have said nothing. So just by saying that one word, putting that one word, not hidden in the text, but putting that one word in the front, that right there is what is going to change people's lives. So whatever it is that whatever your story is and what you need to be told to get people to help people through this, you need to put it up front. They will relate to you. You're vulnerable, you're real. And it is scary as shit. It is so scary. And I don't want to say, I'm building a business based on an eating disorder, because I'm not. I'm not going there. I'm just saying it's been a huge part of my life. And if I'm able to help somebody through this business to overcome something that we have in common, oh my God, just one, I'm going to do it. And, one of the big scary parts for me for putting that post out last week was I've never told my mom. Never told my mom. My husband I told about a year ago. But my mom I've never told, and she just recently started following me on Instagram back in July at Summit, actually, because she wanted to see what was happening at Summit. And so I've always been very careful since then of what I would put on Instagram, because I was afraid she would see it and I didn't know how she was going to react to it. I'm 41 years old. But I did it. And typical mother style as she has not said anything about that post. But the hug that she gave me that I saw after I saw her after that post, it told me that she saw it and that she's known it and that it's okay. So for me, that's a huge healing part of my process. So I guess I tend to ramble and I'm sorry, but my point being is if you can help someone, even if it's scary, that's what we're here to do. Yeah, the money's great and the travel's amazing. But at the end of the day, if we can save a person's life, Bethany had no idea. She had no idea what she was signing on. And it took, 3 years of trust? 3 years of trust in this whole team for my life to truly be changed. And it's something that I can never express enough gratitude for. And I want all of us, to be that person for somebody else. So tell your story. Tell it often. Try to tell it at least once a week, but in a different way. Get on that scary IGTV, which I have not done yet. I have not yet done yet. But tell your story there. Try to keep it less than 10 minutes. Leave out all of the, little tiny details. Make sure it's less than 10 minutes, so people follow you through with the whole story. But start telling it. Start being vulnerable. Stop being the, hey girl, join my team. Start being the, hey, I can help you. And this is why. This is what I've done. So I know it's short and sweet. Like, I think that was 15 minutes, but that is what I got from my experience. So, and Jessica's gone. And now I'm awkward. Hi. And I don't know how to unmute any of you. Can you guys unmute yourself?
I think we can. Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm sweating a little bit. But yeah. And all of you, again, I can't thank you guys enough for what you have given me, even if you haven't known what you've done. You've all been a huge part of this. And if I never advance further than 1-star diamond, what this has done for my life is plenty enough for me.
Okay, I'm teary-eyed too. So, oh gosh, girl. It's like I didn't know. But
okay.
I knew there was something in you, but I didn't know the story.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. But tell the story. Tell the story.
Okay, I can tell the story. Okay, so some of you I know and some of you I don't. So if you know me, you probably know my story. So I'll start from the beginning. My eating disorder started when I was 13 years old. It was right in the time of my life when I realized I was like the fat friend, and going through puberty. And I didn't want to be that. Like I was very self-conscious about it. My brother was, this ripped up football player, and I was not. And so at 13 years old, I started binging and purging and addicted to laxatives. Any way to get it out of my body, I did it. I would go through cycles with it where it was really strong. Like multiple times a day, and then I would go through phases where I was clean, as I call it. I grew up all through high school with this, all through college with this. Never told a soul, nobody. I didn't meet my husband. My husband and I knew each other for years. He's my brother's best friend. And we both had failed marriages. He had 2 children out of his marriage. They were 3 and 6 months old when Craig and I got together. And when they were 5 and 7, their mother was killed in a car accident. And I became instant mom. Like in a phone call. In a phone call, I was instant mom. Had no idea what I was doing. But we survived it. And all through it, the eating disorder pressed on. And really when stress was the highest, that's when it was the worst. And through this, Craig and I, we kept trying to have a baby. and it just wasn't happening. We went through all the testing. He was fine. I was fine. I had that procedure done where they like flush out your tubes. They like assured me that I would most likely get pregnant after that. Nothing. And eventually we just came to the conclusion that it just wasn't meant to be for us. And that was okay because we had two healthy children. It was fine. And again, I continued the eating disorder and exercising like crazy. I ran 2 half marathons and threw up my dinner the night before. I mean, so unhealthy. And one night I'd come up from the basement after working out for probably an hour and a half. And Craig said, you know, Jen, you work out all the time, but nothing's ever changing. You're not making any progress. And it was like I'd been slapped in the face. Like those words really were a turning point. And it just happened to be that very shortly after he made that comment, Bethany posted a before and after of her after having her baby and her first challenge group and inviting people to it. And I instantly responded. I'll never forget, I was in the parking lot of the high school. I just finished a walk with my mom. And I messaged her and I said, I want to do whatever it is you're doing. And she like sent me the link of how to sign up. At that point, like it wasn't a share a cart. I had to actually go into her page and find it. And it's like, okay, as soon as I get home, I'm going to do it. I literally parked my car in the garage, and I had a table in the garage because I smoked heavily at that time as well. And I'm smoking a cigarette, signing up for Beachbody. I shit you not. So I sign up for Beachbody. I do my first challenge group, loved it. Like I was all in. I studied that 21-day fix book like it was the Bible. Like I sat down every night and I mapped out my day the next day and I stuck to it. I was totally clean. No vomiting, no laxatives, none of it. And no smoking. And I dropped 30 pounds. Bethany, she asked me a couple different times, hey, you need to be a coach. And it's like, no way. I'm just, trying to get healthy here. And finally, like I said, does Shakeology ever go on sale? No, but you can become a coach and get the discount. Okay, sign me up. So I had no intention of, actually working the business. She said, hey, you really should post your before and after. It's really good, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So, like I clicked the, post button and literally went like this. And I got messages after messages after messages. And, this was in November. 2 months later in January, I'm running a challenge group and really have no idea what I'm doing. But then the really cool thing happened. I was at my daughter's basketball game in February, and I just didn't feel right. I went home. My husband and I had driven separately, so I went home by myself. I was like, I have this leftover pregnancy test. Let's just see. Instant positive. Like instant positive. So we conceived our Beachbody baby, as we call her. And she was baby B for the longest time. And I'm now 4 years clean of an eating disorder. And my daughter will be 3 on Monday. And I just cleaned out my closet the other day. And in a sweatshirt in the back of the closet were box after box after box of empty laxatives. So those, hey, this is my transformation, but not necessarily going into all of the detail, could just get that one person that saves their life. Because it saved mine. So I thank you all. And that's my story in under 10 minutes. I'm done.
Well, I'm crying, so I can't take over. Thank you, Jenny. That took a lot of courage to share.
Yeah.
I know you're not alone. I know there's people right on this call who can relate.
Yeah.
So.
And it's scary. It's scary, but it is so, the freedom that comes with it is, it makes it all okay. It makes it all okay. Don't be afraid to tell it.
Keep sharing, and keep sharing your story, Jenny, too, because the people who love you, I know Melissa said to me once, and she probably said this to you too, the people who love you don't care how many times they'll hear it. And the person who needs to hear it maybe hasn't yet, you know? So keep telling it.
Right.
Maybe a little different way, but.
And like I said earlier, you know, the people that have sent me messages this week, I didn't even know were there. And now, you know, we're connecting a little bit, and maybe, you know, maybe I'm their Bethany that has invited them in. You know, so you never know. But it was an amazing experience, and I cannot ever express my gratitude for it. It was just amazing, and I thank you all.
Well, you earned it. And what is Shanti like?
Oh my God. Oh my God, so hot.
Yeah.
But he's so down to earth. Like, he's a normal person. We were talking about, you know, like crime scene podcasts. Like, he's just so down to earth. And Scott is amazing. I talked to him for quite a bit about the surrogacy, you know, process that they went through, and it's just amazing. And Chapafa came, and he was so cool. Like, it was just, they're just normal people. They're just, people know them. People know who they are, but they are just normal people, but so cool, and such a shock. So, and Nick McAllister can cook like nobody's business.
What?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I tried all the new foods, Kate, all of them.
You weren't picky.
Brussels sprouts.
Stop, because I know you're a picky eater.
Oh yeah, and I had steak. Yes, I had steak without ketchup and sweet potato fries.
Stop.
I did.
Girl.
Yeah, I still didn't try the onions, but the Brussels sprouts trumped the onions, so it was good. Yeah.
I feel a post coming about that too.
Oh yeah. So yeah, it was amazing.
Questions, guys, that you have. Is that okay, Jenny, if I open you up questions? I mean, that was my big question, was what do you really like? But maybe other people have like more business related questions, or any question. I know that, you know, Jenny's an open book here with us. Obviously, she made us all laugh. So
Also, nobody knows about those boxes of laxatives I found in my closet last week. My husband doesn't even know they're there.
So you had hidden them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I kept them there. I just put them back in the closet. So that's a post when I get brave enough for that one.
Oh, yeah. There's some questions in the chat box here.
Oh. It's about running your first challenge group for coaches who maybe want to but are afraid. Okay, so I suggest get with somebody that knows what they're doing. My first challenge group was with Jessica and Bethany, and I just followed their lead. Like they said, you are posting on such and such day, and this is going to be your focus, like Water Me Wednesday or something. And truly, they held my hand through the first couple challenge groups. And I would I'd only had like I think 3 or 4 challenge group I was a participant in, and so I would go back into those old challenge groups and steal their material. Like I didn't know what I was doing. But that's what I would suggest when you're first getting up and running, is just latch onto somebody that is a veteran with running them and learn from them. That's what I would do. And don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. It's cool. Everybody is there to help you. Did I miss any?
Other questions? Don't be shy. You can just unmute yourself too. This is a small group.
Sarah, are you bedazzling? Mm-hmm.
Yup.
I was wondering what you were doing.
792 rhinestones to put on this outfit right here by Sunday. And then Hannah came home with her costume, and I have 242 to put on hers. And then I have like 5 other prom costumes. So this is my life.
Oh.
I was going to unmute myself and just tell you how proud I am of you.
Oh, thank you. I feel like you're my, like my long lost sister.
Well, I read your post, and it needed to happen. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
I know it's late. You all are you tired?
Anything else you guys want to share or ask? Are you all digging deep to think of part of your story that you want to tell, or probably don't want to tell, which is probably why you should tell it?
And also, like, to practice like I've been practicing. I haven't gone on the IGTV yet to tell it, but I've been practicing my story on the way to work. So like I'll look at the clock and then I'll start it, because I have 30-minute drive to work, and if I can do it 3 times in that 30 minutes, I've hit the 10-minute mark. So it's a good way to practice it and get out and not that there's parts that are unimportant, but there's parts that are less interesting. If you really want to stick with, what's going to hook your audience and get them interested in you, okay? Not necessarily Beachbody, but interested in you.
I have a question, Jenny, that you may, or maybe other people know the answer to, because I've been too scared to do IGTV because I'm a big rambler, and I'm like, does it disappear? Is it there? Does it, like, your stories disappear?
I think IGTV is still there, isn't it, Kate? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Kate, you want to talk to us about that, girl?
Yeah, if you go into if you go on your Instagram and you're on your own profile, there's a little, it's kind of hard to find. There's a little TV icon like right there. I don't know if you guys can see that. And that's your IGTV. And then whatever videos you post there will just stay there, and then people can watch them. So yeah, that's where you go to see your TV shows or your episodes. But then to add one is different. I have to remember how to do that. You have to go, to add it, you have to be on the home screen, and you have to go up to that little TV icon at the very top. And then there's a plus button at the top. Mm-hmm. So that's how you add it. So it's not super user friendly, but once they're up, which is nice. And then you can also link to any of them
or
from
not
stories.
but I suppose, okay, you can, sorry. You can do what?
No, I was saying you can once you have it made, that your videos, then you can link them in your stories, just like you kind of post, which is really cool because then you can say like, oh, watch my IGTV about this, and you can reuse it all the time.
How do you link up? I'm so dumb. No negative self-speak, Jess, but how do you link it in your, I have so much to learn about IG.
So yeah, if you have, do you have any made?
No, how do I link a post in my story? I've never done that.
Go to one of your posts, and then there's that little arrow.
Before, but I always felt dumb, like I didn't know.
Yeah, like if you just find one of your regular posts, and then underneath the picture, there's that little, it looks like a paper airplane.
Yep.
Yeah, then tap that, and you can do add post to your story.
Ah.
So you can do that once you have an IGTV too.
So do you drop a story that like tells people like check out my post on XYZ, or you can check out my story and then share?
Yeah, I'm not super good at posting on Instagram. I'm much more Facebook, but when I do an IGTV, I do post it for sure. And then I'm realizing then you can kind of recycle it a lot, like, oh, did you forget to watch how I use my food scale? It's in my IG's TV, like go check it out. So I'm going to try to put more up there that's kind of like evergreen content that I can just keep referencing over and over and over.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Kate's videos are amazing.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. I have one saved where she's yelling at her dog.
I remember that one.
It's saved clear down on my phone, but when I need to laugh, I go to Rocco.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Send it out to Jenny. Send it out so we can see it.
I'll share it on my story.
Okay. Now that we've all cried, now I need to see it.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, and also I highly suggest any of you that have not been to Summit, get there. Because like my business took off after my first Summit experience.
Word.
Yeah.
I agree. So, yeah. Well, ladies, I know it's late. I won't keep you, but if anybody has any other questions for Jenny, I think that you just hit us in all the feels right now. And now we're all thinking about our stories and parts of our stories that we can share, and how scary it is to open up and be authentic, but how those human connections are where our growth, both as businesswomen, but as people, is going to come from. And just that we could save someone's life. I mean, that's pretty.
Yep. And possibly create one.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you. I cannot thank you enough for being here. And guys, don't be shy about reaching out to Jenny if something comes up, okay, that you think of.
Please do.
All right. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.